Today I want to give you guys my 5 habits that have changed the game for me on keeping my house tidy when I have 2 little kids. I have a 2-year-old and a 4-year-old, and it can be super overwhelming. And I also just want to say, disclaimer really fast, if you are a new mom and your child is not even over 2 or 2 years old, please have some grace for yourself. It is very, very difficult to navigate being a new mom and having a new baby and keeping your house spotless. So I just want to say that and put that out there. But these 5 things truly have helped me stay on top of my house and just keep it a little more tidy and not so overwhelmed when I wake up into the morning. With that being said, let's go ahead and jump right into today's video. I'm sure you've heard of the first one before, but it is clean your room. And I'm not just going to say make your bed. And here's what I'm going to tell you why. Because when you just make your bed and you leave, clothes on the floor and things on the nightstand, a bottle of water, after 5 days of the week, after you're just making your bed and not picking up, those things add up, and then you start feeling like everything's a mess. When I was timing this and filming this, I looked back, and I mentioned this in another video that I had done, but one time when I don't know, it's probably been 2 years ago now or so, I took a notebook and I recorded, or I timed myself doing every task. And it doesn't take any time. It really, really doesn't. And making my bed, and I mean making my bed like company was going to come over, took me 6 minutes. 6 minutes is all it took. And we let that task go and don't do that task. And then, it didn't take any time, and we could have just done it and been, it could have just been done and over with. So go ahead, make your bed, and then pick up your nightstands and pick up the clothes on the side of the bed that are there. When I leave those, then my laundry kind of gets piled up. It doesn't take long for laundry to get piled up. So just pick everything up and make your room tidy. And then I like to go ahead and lay out our pajamas. That brings us to the second habit that you should do daily to keep your house tidy when you have children. And that is tidy the main areas that you guys are in all the time. So your dining area and your living room, the playroom, wherever you guys are at the most, tidy that area. And honestly, time yourself tonight and see how long it actually takes you. And you are going to be so surprised that it doesn't take hardly any time. And I know that we're exhausted. You guys, there are nights I don't do this. I am not perfect, and my house is not perfect every single day. But I try to strive for this the majority of days. And it makes a world of difference the next day when you get up. It makes a world of difference on how you keep up with your home. And it just, if you, are feeling like, man, I just am so exhausted, I don't want to do this right now, have grace for yourself, obviously. But maybe the motivation to get you up to do it could be like, you know what? I'm going to set a timer and just see how long this actually takes me. Because then it tells your brain the next time you do it, it's going to tell you, remember last time it only took 6 minutes, and in 6 minutes you could have, tomorrow feeling so nice and not overwhelmed and not overwhelming and everything picked up. And I'm going to tell you something else too, that I've been feeling this the last, couple of times. I've closed my kitchen and stuff. I walk in because there'll be a lot of times like I'll close my kitchen, but I won't wipe off my counters because I'm like, that's good enough. The dishes are loaded, that's good enough. But when I actually complete the tasks and make it look like I would be like if I were working for someone, and I wipe off the counters and I get every nook and cranny and I sweep the floor, and the next morning when I get up, I'm like, who is this bad bee? It kind of gives me a little bit of a confidence boost. Like, wow, I can do this. And so if you get down on yourself and you're just a little bit tired, I know it can be hard to push through, but tell yourself you're going to time yourself, do it. And then when it's done and it takes to do your whole kitchen, it takes 15 minutes or 12 minutes, you're going to be like, oh my gosh. And I was going to put that off. And what were you going to do? Sit on the couch and doom scroll? Because I do. So I'm just saying, if we're wanting to keep up on our house and we're wanting to not be overwhelmed, we have to take the step to go ahead and do the task. And that is going to take me to habit number 3, to keep your house nice and tidy even with children. And that is closing your kitchen at night. And it's a big one because your kitchen is the main area, especially when you're a mom and you're cooking a lot and you're cooking 3 meals a day. Your kitchen is like the highest functioning area in your house. And when you get up in the morning and you go to cook breakfast and your kitchen is trashed, I'm telling you guys off of experience here and how I feel. And it's just, I walk in and I just feel disgusting. I'm just like, are you kidding me? Like there are dishes everywhere. There's food on the counter from the night before. And probably I'm just gonna, because we're being completely transparent here, and hopefully no one is judging me, but probably 3 nights out of the week, I would say I don't pick up my kitchen and I leave it out. And if I'm tired one night, if it's been a long day, if I have to lay down with one of the girls and then, it's 10 o'clock when I get up out of their bed with them. No, the last thing I want to do is come in here and clean my kitchen. And so sometimes I don't. And that's why I say, you need to have grace for yourself, but just keep in mind that these are the things that do help us not be overwhelmed the next day. So when I do close my kitchen and I get up the next morning, like I was saying earlier, it's a confidence boost, and it just makes you feel like you can take on the day without already being behind. And the same goes for this as well. I know that doing it, looking at the task when you're exhausted at the end of the day, not wanting to tackle the kitchen, set a timer, see how long it takes you. Every single time you're like, oh my gosh, I don't want to do this. Actually, we should all do this together. Let's try this for the next 2 weeks and see how it goes. And even so, when I did this and kind of did a little bit of an experiment with it, I took a notebook and I wrote down dishes, and then I wrote how long it took me. But we could do closing the kitchen and time ourselves from the beginning to the end and see how long it takes us. I'd be really interested to see if you guys would leave comments and let me know how long it took you to close your kitchen, how long it took you to pick up the living room that you were dreading doing. Anytime the dread comes to our head, we're just going to let's do it, set a timer. And then it makes it easier every single time after that. And just so you guys know, the whole entire time that it took me to do this kitchen, I think was 13 minutes. So it didn't take long at all. And that brings us to number 4, which is do laundry every day. And I mean, throw a load in every day in the morning. Go ahead and get a load started that maybe from the clothes from the night before. I'm going to tell you, I used to think, throwing a load in at night was the way to go. And so I'd pick up all of our clothes off the bathroom floor and I would have some clothes in the laundry from the day of, and then I would start it. And then the next morning they would stink. And I'm going to tell you, because I wouldn't change them over that night. I'm not going to, I could have stayed up and it just, you know how it goes. But throw it in the morning and set a timer on your phone to go and switch it. But I can remember when I had an in-unit washer and I would wash them and I would just dread switching the clothes over. And it's truly not that big of a task, but our brains make us think that it is a big task. And I believe it's because we're overwhelmed and just taking care of other, littles, and the smallest of tasks, we just don't want to do it. And so I would dread switching the laundry over, and then my clothes would stink. And I'm going to tell you something I've learned in the 8 months. Once you ruin clothes and leave them in the washer and they stink, they never smell the same again. There's always a slight stench. I'm telling you. Can you relate? I don't know. It's just what I've learned because we bought new clothes and washed them. And when I got sick the other day, a lot of our clothes got left in the washer and got left wet. And they are not the same. That's going to take us to habit number 5, to keep your house tidy even with children, and that is reduce the amount of toys and clothing that you and your kids have. I know that this is honestly probably one of the most important ones, and I have kind of been forced to do this as we started traveling. I went through my closet, and I mean, this is the only clothes I own. I'm not joking, you guys. Back at our Missouri house, my closet is completely empty. My dresser is almost completely empty. I think I've left a couple of things in there just so if we come home and I don't have anything, but I'm not joking, you guys. This is all I have. And I'm even getting rid of, you'll see, I have a pile of things that I'm getting rid of, even out of this box. And that's because I haven't wore it. or that shirt that you just seen me hold up, I have not wore that. And it's because I don't like that you can see my bra. And I'm not going to be getting a bra that doesn't have straps anytime soon. And I'm definitely not going to be wearing it without a bra. So I'm just going to get rid of the shirt. It's taking up space. It is more for me to manage, and I'm getting rid of it. And I know that it's hard for people to do this. And it's also very hard for people to throw things away. You feel like you're wasting it. You feel like you spent money on that. But I want to encourage you that keeping it's not going to get your money back. And it's only going to take up time and space in your head and make you manage more items. I really struggled with throwing things in the trash before. I've gotten better in the last 8 months. I can honestly throw just about anything away. And I know that a lot of people, are have controversy to that subject, but all the donation places, they're overran, you guys. Us as Americans are over consumers. There are homeless people that have way too many things. Like, we all have too much stuff. And I know that sending it to the landfill is not good. But you know what? Sending it to a donation center who can't take the capacity also is not good. And so I'm also, and I have heard that other people also have this issue too. You get the stuff in a box, or you get the stuff in a trash bag, and you wait several days, weeks, whatever, to take it to a donation place, or you put it in the back of your car and it sits there for weeks. Like, guys, we've got to just get rid of it and get it out of our mind and get it out of our sight and just toss it. I'm not saying really valuable items, obviously. Do not toss those. Things that are worth something, but like little small things, even clothing. Go to Goodwills around you. Go to, resale shops. They are so packed with clothes and stuff. They don't even usually take on new clothes and donations. And so just get rid of it. Just toss it. Just throw it away. Just do it. And as far as your kids' stuff, here you go. These are the toys that my kids have right here. They've got 2 little purses, and they have a couple of little toys in those purses. I got them some, you've seen us wearing around those beads, the red, white, and blue beads. I got us those the other day to play with. But my kids don't have many toys. We started out with quite a few toys when we first started traveling, and then we had so many toys at home. Like, they were all over the house. I could not, because everyone just brings your kids things and, parties and birthday parties and stuff like that. You start collecting that stuff, and it gets to be too much. Say no to the overwhelm. I'm telling you guys, the amount of clarity it puts in your brain is amazing. And by the way, your kids do not need all of those toys. I promise you, they will find things to play with. Just get rid of the clutter. It's going to be better for you and them, I promise you. Okay, you guys, that's it for this video. I just want you to know that these 5 things have genuinely helped me over the last 8 months. We are traveling with my husband, and we are staying in multiple Airbnbs. So we are like minimalist at the finest right now. Both Airbnbs we've stayed at, we have gotten $100 less than the deposit was, and the other one we got the full total deposit back. And that is the true testament to being able to keep a clean and tidy home. And I'm not talking about mess necessarily, I'm talking about cleanliness on the other end of that, but whenever you stay on top of the initial mess, it's way easier to keep it clean. So I feel like it's like 2 stages, like messy, and then you have to pick up the messy, and then underneath that is the dirtiness that you have to, clean and do all that thing. So anyway, I hope that this helped you guys. And if it did, please like, subscribe, share with another overwhelmed mama. I know that we are all there, and it's hard. It's hard to keep up. And I feel like whenever you get up in the morning and you walk into a clean living room or a clean kitchen, you already feel a little bit more on top of the day. And so it's not as overwhelming. And then, you're not already starting behind. So if you can just muster it up just one day and just tell yourself, no matter how tired I am, I'm going to do these 5 things and I'm going to get them done, and see if that kind of trickle affects the rest of your week. I'll talk to you guys later. Bye.